You are entering the PoirshaFit experience of holistic wellness. Your mental and physical health are now your number one priority. Guided by the wisdom of our ancestors, of mindfulness practices, and using food as our medicine. Healing ourselves naturally is our daily mantra. I'm glad you're here. Let's get into it. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the PoirshaFit podcast. I am your host, Poirsha. Hey, hey, hey. We are halfway through December, everybody. That's amazing. I'm so excited, as I've mentioned before, for this year to just be done. Let's start fresh. Come on, January 1st. Get here soon. So many great things I feel I've planted so far in my life. I have like all these seeds that are in the ground, and I know they've been taking root. And 2025, I have this feeling within that I'm going to start to see the little buds pop or the little stems spring up above the soil. This is my hope. This is my excitement. My girlfriend posted this crossword puzzle. So all you could see are just all these letters, and I don't know, you can't even see words at this point. But this little thing said the first 4 words that you see are the words for your 2025. So I was looking away, and here are the words that I saw: connection, strength, love, miracles. And I agree with that. I'm here for that energy for next year. Connection was interesting because the word for 2025 that I had already said, mine is going to be collaboration. That's what I want to do. I want to do more collaborations with people in my field, in my industry, and just collaborating within our fitness and health communities. So that's on brand for for my goals for 2025. One thing I also mentioned is that I injured myself yesterday somehow, some way, some freak little injury where I was literally doing nothing. I wasn't lifting a kettlebell. I was not jumping. I wasn't squatting. I wasn't doing a plank. I was standing. I was standing there coaching a client through some reformer exercise, and all of a sudden I feel this sharp pain in my back. And I was like, ooh. And I was kind of like stiff and stuck there for a second. And then I just talked myself into just being calm, no quick, abrupt movements, be gingerly with my movements. And sure enough, I don't know, it was bothering me a lot. And I was supposed to go to the holiday party last night. I couldn't go because of that injury. Like literally when I got home, I used my yoga tune-up balls to roll on it. I put my Indian oil on, and all I could do was be horizontal. And I believe, as I mentioned in yesterday's podcast, is that was divine intervention. And I don't know what I avoided, but I definitely avoided something happening last night by staying home. So the first indicator of I know something divine happened, because this is the first year that I did not have a desire to go to the holiday party. Nothing really changed. It's not that I don't like the company. It's not that I don't like socializing with my coworkers. I don't know. I just didn't feel like going. So that was one, and I wasn't going to go. The only reason why I was going to go afterwards is because so many people kept asking, and I just felt pressured to go. And then I was like, okay, fine, I'll go. And then the little stupid injury in my back happened. So then I couldn't go. So I just think I was not meant to go. So I'm thankful for my guardian angels, like the all, as I call the universe, and all the unseen miracles and works that go on behind the scenes of our human lives, things are happening right in front of us every day and we're just not paying attention. While I'm doing the deep work, I'm always paying attention and trying to be aware of what goes beyond our eyes. Like I listen to my gut. So that was my gut saying, you just need to stay home. You don't know why, but we know why. So I appreciate that message. So I am feeling a lot better this morning. I woke up. I feel okay. I definitely feel like I can do my daily duties and teach my class tonight, and I can get my kettlebell and jump rope in. Let's get your gut health balanced. Did you know instead of taking pills for probiotics, you can eat food and drinks with probiotics in it? Consuming real food is my number one choice and first recommendation for all of my clients needing to improve their gut health. Can you guess which kind of food it is? Yes, it is fermented foods. Fermenting Fairy is a fantastic company whose products are formulated to feed and support gut health. I found this company, I started buying from them, and I am a fan. My favorite part is it's all plant-based. They have so many delicious varieties. They have ginger applesauce, cinnamon applesauce. I still eat applesauce as a snack. There's a variety of sauerkraut flavors, caraway and fennel, dill, ginger, carrot, lemonades with lavender, elderberry, ginger, all kinds of coconut milk kefir. Right now, a brand new vanilla spice pear sauce and a new tart cherry lemonade. I'm hungry talking about it. So go to their website, fermentingfairy.com, use discount code PoirshaFit to receive 15% off your orders. And DM me at PoirshaFit Podcast to tell me which foods and beverages you love the most. Hey, did you guys like how I slipped in that commercial? I reached out to the company, told them how much I love their products. I purchased it for me and for some family members, and I think it's fantastic. So they gave me a discount code for all of you. I wrote the commercial myself, so that is my personal testimony. So if any of you have challenges with your gut, if you need more probiotics, this is a natural way of getting probiotics into your belly, into your intestines, into your microbiome to get you healthier and on the right path for 2025. So try it out. Be brave. The food is good and it's good for you, which is most important. Thanks for listening. Back to the episode. So that leads me into our 90-day challenge update. So I've been doing this 90-day challenge, as you all know. I'm at day 75. I was not able to do my kettlebell and jump rope yesterday. I was just in way too much pain, so that didn't happen, but whatever. At this point, I have already achieved the goal that I was looking for, which I set out the goal to be for jump rope, to jump for 10 minutes. And guess when I did that 10-minute jump? Friday night. It's so funny. I was so exhausted on Friday. I teach early in the morning, I taught in the middle of the day, and then I had to teach in the evening. So this middle of the day, I needed to get a nap in. My body felt just heavy. I just felt so sleepy. Oh, and I had to record the exercises and Friday night's meditation. I had so much to do and little energy to do it. But of course, I'm Poirsha, so your girl got it done. And on top of it, I did not want to jump rope. I did not want to do the kettlebell at all. But I said, you know what? I'm going to create a 10-minute playlist. So I had been jumping for 8 minutes for over a week, right? I went from 3-minute jump rope to 5-minute jump rope to 8-minute. And by the end of the year, I wanted to be at 10 minutes. I thought I would accomplish that the last week of the month. But I said, hey, let me just do a 10-minute playlist and see what happens. What happened? I just jumped for more than 10 minutes. I went for it. So I've been able to overcome so many of my obstacles and giving those excuses that, hey, maybe they're valid excuses. But for me, if ever you want to do something and you're saying all the reasons why you can't do it, no matter if they're valid or not, it's still an excuse no matter what. Maybe it's a better excuse, but excuse nonetheless. So I did it. I jumped for 10 minutes and I felt fine. Here's the thing, I was actually sweating on my face. So I've been jumping now for 70 something days. I don't really sweat that much. I get warm and maybe a little bit dewy. But at 8 minutes, that's when I started to feel like, okay, I think I'm sweating a bit. 10 minutes, my face was wet. I actually did a little video of the sweat on my face and my arms even were glistening. So maybe for me, the little 3 minute, 5 minutes was just not doing it. So from here on out, I think I'm going to just jump for 10 minutes. How fun is that? Next, I thought last week, and I posted it either in Sunday's podcast or Monday's podcast, about my theory with jump rope and how I thought that if someone is a runner, then that person should be able to have the ability to jump rope for at least 10 minutes very easily. So imagine people who run marathons, who are running for 2 hours, they're running for 20 minutes a day, 40 minutes a day. I feel like these people should be able to at least jump for 10 minutes, right? So I told you all that I would ask one of my students who is also a member and see, because he's a runner. So I saw him yesterday. So we had a conversation. So I spoke to him and I was like, hey man, you run so much. Do you think that you can jump for 10 minutes right now with a jump rope? He's like, I don't know about that. I'm like, but why? You're literally using your legs and pretty much like jumping, and even more than jumping, it's like bounds. You're taking wider, longer strides. And he's just thinking about it. He's like, nah, I wouldn't be able to do 10 minutes. And I'm like, but why? He says, one, I jump very heavily. So when he jumps, she showed me, it's like a lift and then boom, like smashes down, like very clunky. I was like, okay, yeah, that could get tiring. But also, so I came back and I said, but when I jump rope, you're jumping on your toes. You're on the balls of the feet. And I showed him and he's like, okay, so yeah, you're lighter on your feet. But he was like, if I jump like myself, then I'll just tire out too much. I'm like, okay. So then he said also he lacks rhythm. Like how I jump, there's a flow. It's graceful. It's light. He says he doesn't have good rhythm for jumping. I'm like, but you have rhythm when you run. And he's like, no, he's like, my muscles would fatigue. He's like, I don't know, my muscles, my tendons, that looks like they would get tired too quickly. But I'm like, dude, you run miles and miles. I understand with running. Now, there is a difference with, it's not just running on the toes and balls of your feet. You do strike the heel at some point. But when you're jump roping, you're not striking your heel down at all. But still, I mean, come on. I'm like, I don't know, man. I really think you could. And he's just like, Porsche, I don't think I could. He said he thinks he can do maybe 3 to 5 minutes, maybe. And maybe if he practices the rhythm, he could eventually get up to 10 minutes, but he just thinks he would poop out. So anyway, I don't know, but after our whole conversation, he said, hey, thanks for inspiring me. I'm going to go get out my jump rope and I'll let you know what happened. It's like, okay, thank you. So there you go. I don't know. I know they're different muscles. being used, and I understand you are fatiguing certain muscles by not having your heels come down, because the heels coming down is going to give you access to your hamstrings and your glutes. So when you're jump roping, it's very quad dominant exercise. And I guess if you don't have the foot strength and ankle strength to support those strikes, or just to repetitively jump in that same motion and not actually ever come out of that right with the heel coming down, then that could be overly exhausting. But I don't know, man. Come on. You guys are running for that long. I'm pretty sure you can handle a little basic Betty 10-minute jump. And I'm not even doing fancy jumping. I'm literally jumping up and down for 10 minutes. That's it. And guess what? When I started my 8-minute jump, I did video, and I will post it on YouTube, just 8 minutes of me jump roping. And I will post my 10 minutes of me jump roping just in case anyone's doubting or, you know, being like, can she really, or is she really? But nobody usually doubts me. They pretty much believe me, as they should, because why would I be out here lying about something like that? It's ridiculous. But as I mentioned, I'm going to carry my 90-day challenge into next year, and I'm just going to keep going, doing my workouts every single day, because I just love the way that I feel. I feel incredibly strong. So there's a difference between looking strong, that's how I've been looking, and actually feeling strong. That I haven't always been feeling. In regards to that little weird injury incident that happened yesterday, I don't even know. That can't be explained with my body. Like, I don't have back weakness. I don't have tightness in my back. So that, honestly, I just don't feel like that counts. Like, my back's not weak. I wasn't doing anything, and that little tweak just happened. I've been throwing around 44, 48-pound kettlebells, holding it over my head, walking around the gym with one arm, with the other arm, and with both arms. And I haven't had any kind of injury thus far. So honestly, last night, that's just the universe just not letting me go to the party, period. Because what? After my Pilates class that I taught on Friday, I ran into a guy who had a Strong First water bottle. And I said, "Hey, are you a Strong First trainer?" He said, "Yes." And I was like, "Oh my gosh," I got excited. So we connected. And when I get really down to the nitty gritties of doing my kettlebell certification, because it is Strong First, I will be hitting him up to be practicing. So that'll be happening in 2025. So something fun to look forward to for my personal self. And I wanted to share with all of you another new goal that came from my 90-day challenge, because I'm starting to see my body make other changes. I'm starting to maybe listen to what I've been hearing literally my entire life. People used to ask me if I was a bodybuilder. People would tease me and say I take steroids. Some would call me steroids. I mean, nothing was really that mean. They were just doing it, in fun, teasing. But I might be doing something to do with my physique and a competition. I don't know what that's going to look like, but I have some ideas. So anyway, the new goal for my workouts is that I'm looking to see something different in my physique so that I could enter some form of competition or some kind of physical modeling. Okay, so we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. But I'm like, why not? I'm naturally built this way. And I think me also being plant-based, which I'm celebrating January 1st, 7 years of being plant-based, and how much muscle I've been able to maintain and how much muscle I'm still able to build. I think that's something that people should see. I'm living proof that it exists, because all these people you listen to on Reels and their stupid podcasts talking about, oh, you need animal protein to build muscle. Like, well, what about this girl who's been plant-based for 7 years, who's incredibly, as this guy called her, vascular? How is she doing that without taking protein powders and drinking protein shakes every day? I am my own case study, and I would like to be studied. I would like to see what it would be like if somebody gave up meat and still worked out, or if somebody was as strong as I am, and how I am this flexible to be able to do splits and have so much mobility. I'm always curious about my body and my limits and how far I can push. I've limited myself in that curiosity because of insecurities around my physique and how much people have reacted to my body my entire life. So I've held myself back from really seeing what my body can do. So I call it this machine. I'm now no longer concerned with people saying mean things about a woman being strong and having muscles. Now I just want to see what these muscles can really do. So that is to come. But I encourage all of you, and it's what I actually encouraged my friend who I told you, the member who runs and who's going to do the jump rope. I said, hey man, why not try it? Why not see what your machine can do? How much can you accomplish with this body? What can it look like in its peak form? When I was talking to him, he shares with me that he did limit himself to only drinking 2 nights a week, because this man literally works out at the gym 7 days a week. He runs, he does weights. And when I was teaching this midday class, he was coming to my Pilates class. So he's very active, but he still has a belly. It's like, bro, come on. How are you doing all these marathons all the time and still with the belly? It's his eating. So just so you all know, let's talk about it. Like I've said, like many have said before me, people still say it to this day. You cannot outrun, you cannot outlift a bad diet. You can do 1,000 sit-ups, do all these core exercises. You will still have fat above your strong 6-pack abs. They're underneath there for sure. But you won't burn the fat if you keep eating the crap food and all those sugars. It's just not going to happen. How much science has to be told to you and proven? So with him, he gave up a lot of the drinking, right? And he said when he drinks, he was saying even when he was there at the gym, he's like, dude, I feel very bloated and heavy. I don't feel good. So then the question is, well, why do you do it, man? He's like, because, like, just because. I don't know. Why not? Like, well, you don't like feeling this way, so why do it? I think people get stressed in life and they feel they want some kind of break, or maybe they feel so regimented that you kind of just want to break free and be wild. And maybe that's a part of your rebellion, right? I believe we all have this side of us, that teenager that wants to rebel. We're always following the rules, doing what we're told. And that's a way of rebelling. I never thought about that until right now. Interesting. So then he also pigs out on snacks. When? At night. The worst time to be consuming all that junk food. I know nobody, especially those of you out there who are struggling with your weight, and maybe you have been for a very long time. No one wants to hear that you should not be eating heavy late at night. I mean, everybody says it. Why do we say it? Because it's true. And this person and many other people like him are living proof of it's not about the working out. This is something that I don't recommend, but it is true. If you truly want to lose weight, you really need to stop eating a lot. You do need to be in that calorie deficit. I'm not into counting calories. That's not my style. But just for speaking's sake, you have to eat less. You just do. Just eat less food. And if you eat better food, even better for you. But you can literally start starving yourself and you will lose the weight. That's not the healthiest approach. Let's say you said to me, hey, Poirsha, I don't have the mental capacity to do both things, which is giving up the junk food and 2, working out every day. I need to pick one. Which one should I start with? If losing weight is your number one thing, I would say start with your eating. Start with the food. Start eating less if you don't want to do the working out. Because truth is, you can lose weight without working out. No one talks about it. Because as you see, people who work out, I've seen this with my own eyes. They're not really losing weight either. It's because they're working out 3, 4, 5 times a week. But there's a lot of things here. There's a lot to unpack because it depends on the quality of your workouts, okay? And the truth of the matter is, if you are a regular person, meaning you are not a former athlete, you're nowhere near being an athlete, you don't know how to work out in the gym, you don't have gym classes that you attend, you're just a regular person who knows nothing about fitness, and you go to the gym every day, and you're showing up and doing some stuff you find out online. That's just not going to get you there. Because why? Because your thought process of you working out hard is not the same as if you had a trainer or somebody who was more informed than you watching you work out. What you're probably doing is not doing the right things. There are little things you're doing that's not efficient. You're walking on the treadmill and you're not using any incline. And that's what you've been doing for weeks and for months. And you're wondering why you've plateaued. Well, you never cranked it up. And my number one question is, do you sweat in your workouts? Do you? Because you need to be sweating if you're trying to lose weight. Do you hear me? You must be sweating if you're trying to lose weight. If you are not sweating, you are not working hard enough. But Poirsha, I don't sweat because you're not working hard enough. Everybody sweats when you work hard. And you have enough fat to where that fat needs to leave the body. So, if you decided, I'm going to stay eating what I want to eat, but I'm willing to work out first, right? Okay. The agreement has to be that you will work out so that you build up a solid sweat. That means your shirt should be, it should be wet. Your pants should be wet. You should feel that drip sweat down your back. You need to build that heat. A lot of people don't like doing cardio, don't like running or walking. Cardio is not just running, you guys. It's not just walking on a treadmill. Cardio is doing vinyasa yoga classes. Cardio is doing classes that build up the cardiovascular shape, right, of your heart. So keeping your heart pumping at a certain heart rate. That's through movement. I don't do running cardio myself. I haven't done it for years. But I have started this jump rope, and it's going to be a thing. I think this jump rope is going to strengthen my knees enough to where I'll be able to run just a mile. Remember, if I could just do a mile a day, I'd be really happy. Until then, I'll jump rope. But we've got to get your heart rate up. That's what we need from your workouts if you're just going to work out and not focus on the food. But if you are going to focus on the food and the workout, then obviously you still need to sweat. Sweating is necessary. Sweating is necessary. Sweat out the fat. So how are you going to do that? The quickest way is to get jumping, right? Get moving. Do jumping jacks. If you can't jump rope for some reason, that rhythm just doesn't work, then maybe you do jumping jacks for a minute, 2 minutes, build yourself up to 10-minute jumping jacks. Why not? Maybe you can't take your arms out to the side like that. It's too much for the shoulders. So you just bring your arms by your side and pump your arms like you're running as your legs are jumping out and jumping in. And when you do that, you can be on the toes and balls of the feet, just like you're jump roping. You're building different muscles. Why not do it? You can build up your glute strength and inner thigh strength just by jumping in and jumping out. That's a good one, actually. Now that I'm just talking about this, I'm like, that could be fun. Jumping jack challenge. Maybe I will start something like that. I like that. We'll see. I'll write that down and try not to forget it. This is the perfect segue into our meat of our discussion today, which is your sedentary lifestyle is killing you. This is literally exactly what I told 2 of my clients. Your desk job is killing you. It is well known that smoking cigarettes does cause complications that lead to death. We know that, right? And it's a very high number. Well, guess what? My mom just told me recently that from some professionals she heard that this sitting down, this sedentary life is going to overtake the number of deaths that currently smokers hold. Can you believe that? Sitting at your desk is going to become worse than smoking cigarettes. These are my words. And I know it to be true because the slew of people that I've trained, my clients, people who didn't become my clients, but I just trained them. Your bodies are honestly a hot mess. And it is no longer just the people who are in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. These are people in their 20s, in their teens, and people who aren't even in their teens yet. You know something? It just came to me. My sweet nephew, who I adore, he's not even 11. He's an incredible athlete. So gifted, so skilled, so smart on the court. Whatever he's playing, basketball, flag football, baseball, he's amazing. He's awesome. But my little nephew is so tight. This kid cannot sit down on the ground with his legs out straight. His knees are bent. His spine is rounded. He's slouched. He's in pain. It hurts. I ask, why is he this tight? This is not okay. If he wants to be a professional athlete, he cannot be like this. I was told that apparently these coaches don't have these children stretch. What? This blows my mind. What do you mean they don't stretch? We're doing strenuous physical activity daily, and we are not using time for these children to do a cool down stretch? You mean to tell me they are not doing dynamic warm-ups? They're just doing these strenuous activities without warming up and without any cool down. So you just roll out of bed and get up and start running full speed. That's insane. But apparently this is what's happening. This never happened when I was in sports. Whether I was running track or playing soccer, those are the two I remember the most. In gymnastics, I don't recall back then, but we're extremely flexible. So obviously we're doing something right. Flexible and strong. So let's talk about it. These kids first, and then we'll get to the adults. For these children, because this is what the adults need to be doing. So these are the challenges that I'm seeing. It's not just the kids, it's you guys, adults. You are also working out, running, and you are not one warming up, nor are you stretching afterwards. And you wonder why you're doing all these physical activities and you're still in pain, you're still tight. Your body is trembling. Too many times I've had people lay down on their backs, lift up one of their legs, and just try and hold the leg there. And their leg is literally trembling and shaking uncontrollably because your hamstrings are that tight. And you wonder why your back hurts. You can't be that tight to where you're literally trembling and expect to be healthy. It doesn't make sense. You can't turn to one side and not be able to breathe in a twist and then expect that you are healthy. Something is wrong and it needs to be addressed if you care. If you want to change. If you want to walk better, to feel better, to wake up feeling like, I feel amazing. I feel great. We've got to do the little tiny basic things, warm-ups and cool down stretches. And unfortunately, this generation, it seems like it's going to be worse for my nephew. But so long as I'm in the picture, I'm going to do my best to ensure that he does do proper warm-ups and cool downs. I mean, I sent him stretch videos for him to do every morning. Do I think he's done it? Most likely not. So I'm going to have to somehow take a more proactive role in that, because I know what that's going to look like for him. What is the number one reason that these athletes end their professional careers? It's an injury. I've talked to plenty of people who were professional athletes, and it sounds like even in those systems, they're not properly taking care of their bodies. No one's doing mobility work. No one's really stretching. No one likes to stretch. No one likes to do the warm-ups. Everyone just wants to get to the activity or to the sport, to the main event. but your body is not ready. You need to get the body ready. And I'm not even going to get into the mindset right now. We'll get to that another time, but the mind also needs to be exercised and warmed up so that we do have mind-body connection in whatever we're doing. So going back to those of you who live a sedentary lifestyle, you're sitting at your desks all day. You're so busy that you don't have time to get up and go take a lunch break. You're so busy where you can't go outside and take a midday walk. Just know that this way of being is not sustainable. At some point, your body's going to shut down. At some point, you are going to have enough injuries to where you are going to have to go under the knife and have a surgery. And I know a lot of people who do not want to have surgeries, hip replacements, back surgery, knee replacements. I know people who are in their 20s who that is a real life possibility of needing. Why? Because they're neglecting the needs of their bodies. Your neck is tight. You carry tension and stress in your neck. People tell me all the time they can't even lift their head up for an exercise and hold it up without having neck pain. You most likely get headaches. Maybe have migraines. You get dizzy. Why? You're holding all this tension in your neck. You're not breathing into your belly. You're just breathing in your chest. You're overworking muscles and underusing others. When you breathe and hold stress and tension in your neck and your shoulders, as most women do, you are keeping your body in stress mode, filled with anxiousness. It's called in your nervous system, you're in sympathetic mode, fight or flight when you breathe in that area. You're stiff. Your shoulders are pulled forward. You feel claustrophobic. And rightfully so. You've created a little shell where you're rounded up and bunched up and tense and tight. All you want to do is breathe. How do you untighten yourself? You need to undo what you're doing every day. Hunched over, typing on the computer. That position is going to kill you. You will stay stuck there. And as we get older, our muscles get weaker. So as you're getting older, you're getting weaker already. That's why it's imperative to undo what you're doing every day. What kind of exercise, Poirsha? What kind of stretch? Get your butt moving in as many different directions and ways that your body can move. Do it. I personally have chosen yoga and Pilates and now kettlebell as my form of that. But I've literally dove into this lifestyle. It changed my life forever. It healed my own injury that I suffered from. And injuries happen. We're human beings. I've had more injuries along the way, but I'm able to bounce back so quickly because we've trained the body to do what it needs to do so that it can heal itself. And if you have no idea what the heck you're doing, you need to seek a professional's help because it is important. You guys think that, oh, well, I'm in my late 40s and in my 50s. Like, what do you expect? That's what the runner told me earlier. He was like, "Oh, come on. Like, I'm going to be 50. Like, why should I give up the sweets? Why should I stop drinking? Like, I'm not getting paid to do some crazy body challenge." It's like, dude, why don't you just see what your body can really do? Have you guys actually ever tried to see what it would be like to live pain free? Do you have a concept of that, or have you guys all just been drinking the Kool-Aid of the internet and seeing all these funny reels laughing about when you're 30, you start to have crackly, creaky knees and you hurt yourself from just doing a minor movement? Freak accidents do happen. I'm prime example. But you can bounce back. And I don't live my life in pain. Someone literally, yeah, when they were talking to me before we started our session, they were under the impression that having pain every day was normal. And they're like, just pain every day. I'm like, no, I don't know that actually. I don't know what that feels like to be in pain every day in a supposed healthy body. I know what it feels like when my body was unwell, when an iron gate fell on me and injured my back. That was a lot of daily pain, but that was from an injury. These people are just regularly living their lives in pain every day. That's not normal. Just because you're a certain age doesn't mean that it's okay to be in pain every day. And I don't care how many times society tries to normalize that. It's not normal. Taking pain medication is not normal. It is not our natural state of being. Our natural state is health. We were born to live for a long time healthy, not addicted to pain pills and pain medication, and being in pain and misery every single day. But we've accepted it. You have accepted it. I haven't. I refused it. It was over 12 years ago. I refused. And I refused to let these doctors allow me to just deal with it. I refused their solution of shooting me with cortisone. No, I'm not taking a shot. I asked the question when they said that. Well, is this going to heal me? The doctor fumbled. I asked him again, is taking the shot going to heal my back? The answer is no. He said no. It simply numbs the pain. Okay? That's not a solution. I had a client he felt he was so healthy. He golfs every day. He does Pilates twice a week. He works with a trainer. He has to get a cortisone shot every few months. It wears off. So how are we going to actually address the issue? You know what his issue is? He was too arrogant. Even with all this training, he never would use his core. It was frustrating. It's like, dude, you're not even doing the thing. You're moving your body, but we're not engaging your abdominals. We're not strengthening your abdominals. You're bypassing it. And he was just too old and crotchety and stuck in his ways to change. And I just was just like, whatever. I'm just not even going to harp on it. Because he's decided for himself what he wants and he feels like he's Mr. Macho. But he's not. You are still weak. You're paying all this money for all this training. And you're not listening. Okay, so those are some of the challenges that I've seen. I don't want hip replacements for you. I'm not saying that's a death sentence. But I come from a family who have had hip replacements, knee replacements. back surgeries, shoulder surgeries. And I just don't want that for myself. At least I want to do my best in what I can control. And guess what? You can control it. Stop sitting at your desk all day. Get a different desk. Sit on the floor for a little while. Lay on your stomach and have your computer down on the ground with you for a bit. Get out of your hip flexors so much. Maybe you lay on your back and your laptop is, on your stomach for a little bit. Maybe you lay on your side body while you're watching a Zoom meeting or something. I don't know. Stand up. Have the little desk where you can stand up and then you can walk on that little treadmill thing. Use those big bouncy balls to sit on. Change your positions while you're working in your day. Do not stay sitting down in the same position every day, all day. This is why you are in pain. This is why you have complications, because sitting in a freaking chair all day long was not what you were designed to do. You have limbs. Your arms move. Your legs move. Your spine moves. It twists. Your spine bends backwards. It bends forward. It moves to the side. All these different movements, and you don't do literally most of them. And you wonder why you're so tight. Come on, help yourself, you guys. And if you don't know what the heck to do, then you need to be blowing me up in my DMs. You need to email me. You need to reach out to me. Poirsha, how do I get started? You need to get fed up. There are people who are living their lives who are not in pain every day in their bodies. I don't live in pain in my body. We have painful moments. Okay, my back is bothering me a little bit. This little knot. So what? It'll get handled. I'm back to normal the next day. Some of you just lingers on and it doesn't go away. I just trained a lady who injured her ankle back when she was 15. I don't know her age, but she's at least 30, okay? So you're going to tell me that you had an ankle injury when you were 15, let's call it 15 years ago, and you're still in pain in that ankle. That ankle is still inhibiting you from doing normal movements. I asked her, this is my first time training with her. She trains with another Pilates instructor, but she's on break for a few weeks, so I'm training her. And I boldly said in our first interaction, her telling me that, so when are you going to let that story go? That, oh, I broke my ankle when I was 15, so therefore I can't really wear heels because it hurts. I can't really point my toe because it hurts. I lift heavy weights. How? How do you have a trainer that you work with? What are you guys even doing if your ankle is not strong enough to support? I don't understand. You still can't do things 15 later because of that. So when do you address it? When do you finally say, hey, I don't want that to be a part of my daily mantra of I can't do this because of this? When are you guys going to stop saying the same boring song? Oh, I can't do that because my back hurts. Or every day it's, oh, my back hurts. Oh, it hurts. I'm in pain. Oh, my shoulder. When are you actually going to do work? Seek professional help to fix it. There's some weird belief that you don't think you can fix yourself. You think it's a life sentence for yourself. And I don't blame you. It's because that's what society tells you. Like, oh, okay, well, you're in your 50s now, so you should just accept it. I had an 80-year-old client. They basically told her the same thing. Oh, well, you know, you're in your 80s. This is normal to be in pain. Not for her. She practiced yoga. She was active. She's a swimmer. She walked every morning. She's active. She doesn't sit all day. She was going to school late in life. That's not normal. And they think there's something wrong with her because she feels like she should feel better even if she's 80. This is a sickness with society, the seated sedentary life. And I will harp on it for the rest of my life because there are those of you who have pain. You will remain in pain because you keep doing the same stuff that is not helping you. So take control of your body. And because if you don't feel okay in your body, you're not okay in your mind. It's impossible. Your body will break your spirit. Even I was feeling a little emo with my back from yesterday. I was emo about it. I was like, do I even feel like getting up today to do stuff? Why not, Porsche? I don't know. I just felt vulnerable for a sec. It's like, girl, you're fine. Get up. Record that podcast. Quit playing around. So please change your seat, change your desk, do something different. I literally got my mom to change her desk at work and at home. She's getting that, I don't know, standing desk or something like that. Another client, she changed her desk. So it is my hope that all of you will wake up now and at least start with that. That's the cheapest thing that you can do to help yourself right now. Now, what's coming up, we're closing out right now, get to my notes, is I'm launching my PoirshaFit Club in January. So it'll be open enrollment all of January, and we will begin our 30 for 30 movement challenge starting February 1st. So I want to get everybody all in January. We'll be having weekly calls for the group to share their successes and challenges in life and where they are. And then I'll have one-to-one consultations available. I will have weekly classes. These weekly classes you will all receive are ones that you can take on your own time. And this beauty and specialty about this group is that all the classes that I'm going to create are for all of you specifically. So you will tell me, hey, Poirsha, I want to work on this. Hey, I have these limitations. What is a workout that I could do? I am going to custom create it for you. And it'll be available for the group. So we're just going to start building up these classes that are made specifically for you. Okay, no more of this go on the internet and just find random classes to take that don't even consider your body and where you are in your capabilities. I'm here to curate that for you. That's going to be game changing. I don't know anybody who does that, but that's just something that I want to create because it's something that I see is lacking right now. And also in my group, we will have 6 types of goals that we are tackling. I'll go into more detail another time, but it's physical, mental, spiritual, relationship, career, passion, and purpose goals. Those are ones we are going to deep dive into and just chip away at it while we're in the group. So this group, there's no surprise. It's going to be a monthly membership, $108 a month. There are no tiers. Okay. But if you want to have office hours with me, one-to-one individualized coaching, if you want me to train you virtually, that's going to be available. Then that'll be, standard costs, but the group members are going to get a heavily discounted rate for my services because this group is going to be my life work. I want to continue having a group, honestly, for the rest of my life. So this is something for my business that is going to last for as long as I can think of. I want to be working with people individually and in a group setting, but intimately, because I'm one who enjoys deeply connecting with people and I prefer intimacy. So however I can maintain that, I will. I will have a whole YouTube video dedicated to discussing more deeply into what this group offering is going to be, but it's going to be fantastic. I just want you all to know that I'm not just saying this just to tell you all this stuff and what you need to do. I know what's also needed is you need a community. You need a group of people who are also in your same position and other people who are maybe a little bit ahead of where you are, and maybe people who aren't even where you are, that you can be influenced by, that you can also help somebody else. Your presence in this group is going to inspire the people around you because they are going to see how you are blossoming and transitioning and how you are changing. And they are going to want to know how you did it. And it's because you're going to be in a group where this community is going to be all about business, okay? We are getting ish done. We are using 2025 to be our year to where we stop wanting these certain bodies. We stop wanting to have a certain lifestyle. And now it's time to have it. No more wishing for it. And I am the person who is going to help you to see that life come to life because I have been working on it myself. And I've been able to literally build my dream life. This is my dream life that I had on my vision board years ago. But there's another bigger vision, and that's where I'm headed. So stick around with me, you guys. I'll be talking about it every single week. You'll be seeing my posts. So just stay posted. Get excited. If you have questions for me already, have suggestions, just throw it out there. But we are changing our mindsets. We're changing our bodies. We are going to eat better, think better, and act better. Okay? Better lives is on the way. I'm here. I'm your leader. It's going to be the best time ever. And let's make this the best year yet. Woohoo! I'm pumped. Woohoo. All right. Let's close it out for today. Big inhale in. Let it out. Inhale. Exhale. Biggest breath in. Release. Thank you all so much for joining with me today. I will be back in your ear on Wednesday for your midday breath break. All right. Catch you then. Thank you so much. Bye.